everyone's like, whoa!
Congratulations.
Like, do I even need to, like, cut this bit off the start of the VOD? Because there's so much going on here. I'm saying so much about this game. And I'm ready to play. I'm excited to play. Oh. So many gaming. I'm a gamer. So I've been told. Non-derogatory. So when we last left our heroes, we were heading to court because we're not on jury duty, but attorney duty, which is arguably more involved. And I really could have probably spent this time to think the case out, but at this point I'm just riding with it because that's what Ace Attorney expects. When I woke the following morning, Sato's son was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets, and so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:32 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Good morning, Gina. I'm determined to prove your innocence today. I'm sure we can do it. So where's your friend then? Sorry? You know, her in the fancy dress? Susato, or however you say it, Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You're alright with that, are you? Forget about me if you like. Go and see it off. It's fine. It's not as though Miss Susato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so! But for you, Gina, you only get one chance, one opportunity to seize everything you want in this trial today. It's all we have. Good morning, you two. It's her. Yeah, I knew it. Damn it.
Oh. Is she allowed to bring a cat to the courtroom is the question.
It's the least...
How are you feeling?
Sorry.
Is it though? How are you feeling, Ginny? Did you manage to sleep?
I mean, people have, like, thrown things, shot things at the attorney in these games, and no one even questions it. Iris! What are you doing here?
But so far they've managed to bring it in, like, discreetly, so they never notice up until the judge points it out.
What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support. Isn't that right, Waggy? Ah, Waggy!
Great way to show your support, kitty. Let him have a nose around. What am I gonna do?
Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Ginny?
I'm looking at that in London News and I'm seeing some nice alliteration on the headline. Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. Nah, always take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad.
I mean, the logic is kind of sound, but also in this situation.
Yes, that question always gives away people's personalities.
Let's not go there.
Alright then, I'll give you the bad news first. A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move.
Huh? Bad news was a weather report? I can't believe it's raining in England.
So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover, and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port.
Gosh, yes. Alright then, so what's the good news?
Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later.
How would you have said the good news first? The good news is the rain's gonna stop. The bad news is it's gonna rain.
Don't worry about it. Of course.
I feel like I've seen a show where they make a joke about that, where like they give the wrong one first, and it's like, well, it makes more sense if you ask the other one first.
Well, that is the good news, isn't it?
I couldn't give a monkeys, really. Only all good news cancelled out the bad.
And look! This trial has made the headlines too! Pawnbroker perishes in pick-pass plunder. See?
I like that.
Yeah. How you like that? Well, let them say what they want, see if I care. I can't, because you're covering your face.
Don't worry, Luna will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense.
I will?
And then, in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be... Discharged driver is Dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Runa?
Oh, yes, let's hope so.
Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. And now you can never fail. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it?
It's like she was still here. Did it? How is that evidence?
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. We know that the game is cryptic.
Good luck then, Runa. I will do what I can.
Please do not be in the same seat.
I just hate the idea of like British newspaper being used as evidence. Like, ugh. Anyway.
Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I'll be by your side the whole time, giving you moral support and encouragement.
I'm not sure that big thing is as comforting as you think it is, to be honest. But see, how can you say the cat is a problem? That is clearly less inconspicuous. Thank you, Iris. It's very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris.
Yes, Ginny?
Well, I was wondering, is all about shows. They fix them up all right.
Yes. The operation was a great success. But Hurley still hasn't come around yet.
Eh?
I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard. Send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susanna-san and no Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today to prove that Gina is innocent of this crime.
Is that me?
Yes, it always was.
Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense, this trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom.
It's time then.
Yes, let's go, Gina. Iris?
Lead the way, Runa.
Oh no, she's joining in.
You need someone to be the backup. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learnt anything from my great friend, it's that. "17th April, 10 a.m. The Old Bailey courtroom."
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
defense is ready.
Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord?
Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution service?
It was some 5 years ago, my lord.
Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly, and here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that have led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as a former life 5 years past. You dealt exclusively in matters concerned of the higher echelons of society and government.
Really? Oh shit, I didn't do it.
Really?
Yet, today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I've confessed I find it more than a little befuddling, Counsel.
There are 2 types of person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels that hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. Based.
He means Mr. McGilded, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Yeah, so just about managed to work that out, I think. Magnus McGilded. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loathsome, those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies, only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. Oh god, this is gonna kill me. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. The Japanese! What? Did he really just say that?
He means you now, Luna.
I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal. I mean, total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Lord Van Zeeks' eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he talking about all Japanese people?
An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Van Zeeks. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all of London's manufacturers.
Your lordship is too kind.
Now, Druez, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this
Oh
trial.
boy!
Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you, or determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant?
Can't wait to find out which ones are involved. Former lieutenant in the British Army here. Don't you know, chaps like me were born ready.
Imagine being born ready, must be real tiresome. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think.
Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, absolutely everything. And I'm ready for it. I don't understand it. I can't have left it in there. It's not possible. But could I have?
Women indispensable in society. Stop. Female-centric future awaits. Oh.
Wait, sorry, I just got an interesting message. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Oh, this is going to be boring, isn't it?
Something wrong, Bruno?
Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I've recognized these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. I can't remember. It's been so long.
I actually remember their faces. Go me.
A couple of them a little bit, but I don't remember doing a Russian, like Eastern European guy.
It's always first time for everything.
Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they?
How appropriate.
But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know.
So I've been led to believe. Wait, when did London have six? We could use it to work out when this is set. But something tells me I'm being duped.
6 million's fine. It's twice the size of Singapore, and Singapore has 5.
Wait. Well, London has 9 million now.
Sorry?
London has 9 million now. I can't find an order chart. Anyway, let's continue.
Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeeks. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of the case.
As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there have never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder.
I respect your commitment to the bin.
The victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print,
Nice alliteration.
of the crime scene.
I keep turning it a bit Irish.
As the court will observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near-instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner. His report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory.
And what's that supposed to tell us? Oh my god, Ryunosuke, just stop.
It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord.
They're going to retract the autopsy.
Wait, it hasn't been updated yet, it's fine.
Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them over to the bailiff, please.
The autopsy report has been updated into the court record. The crime scene photograph has been updated into the court record.
Did it just say the autopsy report has been updated?
No, it
Oh
didn't.
my god, I'm so excited.
I said that.
I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop that was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only 2 persons present. The victim, Mr. Windybank, and the accused.
What?
It may further interest the court to to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she had in her hand the gun used to fire the fatal bullet.
I agree.
Well, that's that then. Is there nothing more to say? Isn't that grubby little girl a pet pie anyway? She's one of those filthy little drabs that live in the east end of the city. Well, it was only a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell! Hang on. We can't jump to
I can
conclusions.
respect that.
We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. It just kept getting more British.
I can respect that.
I had to work all the time, like, I wasn't advancing the text.
My learned Nipponese friend, it is you who mustn't jump to conclusions.
I've been waiting so long for him to end a sentence with the letter S.
The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses.
Good gracious.
After their testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpocket or cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth.
The court will take the floor plan and firearm to evidence. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Van Zeeks.
At once, my lord.
Crime floor has been added into the courtroom record. Whitney Banks' revolver has been entered into the court record. This is good.
I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Luna.
I think that's because it has. You know who else is significantly shorter than Whitney Banks? She's standing right here.
Let us begin! Bring forth the witnesses to the foul murder of Mr. Pop Windybank on 16th April of this year.
What are these dudes? It's Mario and
What are these
Luigi.
sounds?
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court.
Name is Nash Stolken. Occupation is baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Stolken. Occupation's same as him. Tobias Gregson, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right, we're what they call the Three
Team
Scullivan Brothers. What are you looking at me for that for? Don't lump me in with
That's a
you
man who
lot.
doesn't want to be there.
So,
That's the face of a man who does not want to be there.
Oh, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him, I have. So we're scaring every shady corner of the capital. Last night, we came across you, the very spit of the bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo? It is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call ya Big Brother Sulky. Come on, leave it out, you two.
Sulky, Skulkin? And that's before he's run out of chips. Before we continue, I gotta look at the court record to make sure there's not some bullshit on it that I need to inspect. Japan sees the last scheduled omnibus of the day after establishing and yada yada. Defendant prosecution, conviction was assured with 3 eyewitness testimonies. However, a surprise 4th witness resulted in acquittal due to incident. Wait, what? Oh, that's the omnibus murder. Sorry, not this one. I was like, I said a spoiler.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Today's paper. Hey, I know that place.
Pawnburger perishes in Pickpocket's plunder. How awful! Virginia, I mean.
But tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver as Dauntless Do-Gooder, right?
Yes, something like that. If possible, I like to go even bigger.
More alliteration, please. Bigger? How? Oh.
Proud Pickpocket protects planet post-trial, perhaps.
Oh my goodness.
Peter
even
Piper
added
picked a pepper.
that.
Protects planet?
Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. It's going to be so great.
Oh, I forgot. I'm in Iris Cam right now. Oh, never mind. What's in the back?
There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole? Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice.
For a 10-year-old, Iris certainly has her finger on the pulse of the world news.
What's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies? Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations.
Communications are being intercepted? But how would someone be doing that?
That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Runa?
No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday.
Yes, it could be. And it could also explain why he has Spragsy running from pillar to post at the moment.
Wait, I swear that came up on Jeopardy just tonight. Details of today's paper have been updated in the court record. Time of death, 1 AM to 1:30. Single bullet with an upper half of the body with no visible signs. Instant death from postero-anterior bullet wound to the heart. The bullet entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. Crime scene photograph. Oh, you can't like inspect anybody here. Nothing suspicious about this. The gun, I suspect, will have something. This is Mr. Windybank's gun. The cylinder is completely empty.
Mr. Windybank always used to keep his gun on to hand on his shop counter. I can
Yes.
read.
But only ever with a single bullet loaded, I understand.
That's right. Keep all the pawned articles that were in this car safe.
But one bullet was fired that night, and the poor man lost his life. Was he protecting his shop? I wonder? Trying to keep the articles safe? Okay, there's nothing else I can click on, I think. Every time I think it is, it's just because I'm on the chamber again. Sorry.
Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson.
Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. Tobias! Simpsons Australia's reference.
What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand.
The Skulkin brothers are currently under arrest, my lord, on suspicion of theft.
Thieves, are they, these three?
I swear to God, if these guys' blood, colors match the clothes they're wearing.
No, my lord, begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. 2 nights ago, these 3 brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle. And in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime.
By Jove! You mean to say? What an extraordinary coincidence.
Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietor's murder.
Order! Order!
The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future.
Your lordship's mission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep those gents on the straight and narrow. It's been so long since we voiced the other guys, I've already forgotten how I was doing it.
Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin,
That's so weird to see Mr.
you will now testify before the courts. Describe the events of the night in question and what exactly you saw.
Happy to! Cause the Skulkin's never skulkin'!
Get out of it!
They need their Waluigi.
But is he number 1?
I'm number 1! We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gaff store was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we heard a gunshot from the back room. We went in to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
I just want to say Ringo means apple, and I think Nashi means pear.
I did know that Ringo means apple. I forgot about that, and that does sound right.
Could they have like at least more effort in their names?
I think it's fine. I grew up watching Dragon Ball. There's no subtlety in the slightest in that.
A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot.
The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within, only the victim and the accused were found.
I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses there. Of course, counsel, if you please.
That's not where the full stop was.
Sorry. Counsel?
Yes.
What's the matter, Runa?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. actually wasn't paying attention to what I was saying because I was too busy trying to do the voices, which is very typical for me in this game. The front door of Windy Banks was ajar, you say? What time of night is this? Must have been around about 1, right, Ringo?
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Sulky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Skulky, the old mucker? Leave me alone!
Definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place.
And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade,
Already had a muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim, but they're in a room that you can't see from the door, right? This is pure conjecture!
Conjecture?
That's what I said.
I
said conjecture. What's wrong with that? Look, Van Zieg's voice kills me.
Look, the judge just said, what
Oh,
do you
you're right, you're right.
I'm
Perhaps.
sorry, man.
But it changes nothing. No, it's just it's perfect response to what I had said.
these brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside. Right, that's what happened.
It was like something begging us go. What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say. Don't it, Ringo? They do, Nash, they do. Must have seen some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it?
It weren't no whim, I'm dead sure of that. It weren't, Nash, it weren't. Like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that, nah. There's no two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. It led us to the bloke what looks like our bluff.
Did you just become Scottish?
I know, I can't help it. I'm trying to, remember a spot.
I mean, I accept you. I'm
speaking to a, certain spot of my mouth, and it's, kind of just turning into that.
I said cut it out.
These chips are getting the chomping today. A gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv? The firearm belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Windybank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right. I remember.
When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Windybank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
It's true. I remember him saying that as well.
So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon.
Then how did Sholmes get shot? Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the courts that the firearm in question was discovered in the hands of the accused.
Was the judge again this
I
time?
know. Wonderful.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
Oh wait, no, I'm going to press that statement. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom?
If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom.
Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning, not much to see by. And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, how exactly did you try to open that door?
Yeah?
Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think.
Oh, well,
Your turn to Rabbit Ringo.
well, Nash, yeah, I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh? Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways. Not hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former.
Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night.
Thank you, consuls. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. It's my turn now.
You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story?
Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out of me Lucy lockets.
So no time to take your hands out of your pockets. Thank you. You just left nice and quietly, you say?
That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out me Lucy lockets.
So you clearly like us to believe.
There, come again.
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say?
Yarg! Blimey, Governor!
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway.
It was.
Why the bleeding Nora? You should be a witness, not an attorney.
You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun! At London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes! They shot the great Sholmes! I did hear that, actually. There was a rumour he'd been rushed to the hospital.
The great Sholmes, that's beyond the pale.
Order!
On the night in question,
No, that's...
I know.
I don't know.
this pair was arrested by the police within minutes of their discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Consul. The court will hold this weapon as evidence.
Scorpion Brothers guns being entered the court record. Okay, that's another gun to look at.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend.
Yes.
Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of spent powder in this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution bans evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Well, I don't need evidence. Because I was there.
However, the rest of us in the courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its fresh claim, we shall have no choice but to toast your incompetence and move on.
Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Windy Banks. Before we continue, just make sure. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders.
Yes, which tells us that only a single shot has been fired from it.
Exactly.
The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it?
Yes, it happened almost as soon as we'd walked in from Windy Banks door.
I'll make those brothers pay.
They're witnesses, not accused.
Not yet. The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof.
Is that the bullet? It's not looking right. Wait, the evidence is in this portfolio.
What on earth do you have there, Consul?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains.
Not trusting police to do the job they're trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you!
He is just racist. Well, anyway, we analysed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio.
And you claim to have the evidence that the court is demanding, then?
Yes, my lord.
No more dallying, then. Consul, present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene?
Are they like... Do we need to do this?
What is that? Explain.
It's a photographic print taken at Windy Banks pawnbroker in the day of the incident.
From the scene of the crime, is it?
I thought they were going to make me point to it.
Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged there.
Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windy Banks' calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. I hate when I shoot a calendar and it provides evidence of the day I shot the calendar.
The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. But this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
That's right, and while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbroker's that night. Nah! He's got a box to stand on. And he's still like way short on the other one.
Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Francis?
If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection.
What?
But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the streets.
Yeah?
Take it easy there, Governor. You're going to land us in the soup.
We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details. Tell him, Skulky. Set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? The Antiques knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes.
It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer, Lord Banziks? Is it the fact of his incompetence?
Wait a minute. That's Umanek.
As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brother's gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of fatal shooting the proprietor and victim.
He just like hates the thought of acknowledging Sholmes.
Sholmes. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windyback at all.
So that's it. Hell yeah, dudes.
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
Wait, like I'm just thinking. So they've got this little secret hand clap thing, but it's while one of them is standing. Like, does he bring that box with him everywhere so we can do it like at head height?
We didn't do it, Nash. We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Okay.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder.
But he didn't kill anyone, so you're fine next turn.
Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? Nyah. We're in for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in the question somewhat regularly.
Patronize the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where's he going with this?
Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
I don't know why he's making me read so badly now.
Eccentric, says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh! That's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Consul? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
Hmm.
The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question.
Oh my god, they're going through everyone. This shit happened at 1 AM.
As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion.
Rather prodigal, I feel.
In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here.
You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals.
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord.
Hmm.
On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
You hear? That's a bit of Friar Tuck, eh, bruv? Lady Luck loves a skulkin'.
Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Yeah, must have been just after 1. Right, bruv?
Must have been, Nash. Must have been, yeah.
Just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these represented the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let's examine the evidence.
Good lord! It's the defendant.
What is it with like? Oh, this is just like Edgeworth in Case 4 of Game 1. And she's not going to explain why she was holding the gun.
Lestrade.
As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured gun in hand facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open this door to his storeroom.
Quite. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, Constable.
Photograph of Gina has been listening to the court record. Ugh.
I don't believe it. Jenny.
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Whittyback.
Ah! I say, my lord.
No, what was it?
Wonder if I might put in a word at this point.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a barley bullet to the knee in the Battle of My Wind in 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point?
Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. And we'll all go down together, you mark my words. One for all and all for one.
The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
In a matter of speaking, yes. That is the Garadeb squadron's position, so...
Oh! He's the guy from the previous case! Who got in a fight with his wife!
Yes, he is.
And is that his wife next to him?
No,
Status
his
report
wife
for the
is-
court. Men on the double.
No, it's not his wife.
Oh.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and it goes for making decisions too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it. Do, 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 do. I wouldn't have left it in there, I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop.
I am very worried for our brothers. They are unlucky.
Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leading in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Well, I guess that's it. Bit of a downer.
It's over so fast. It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already.
The photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
But Jennings didn't shoot him.
No, of course not. My lord! The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
Very well. The court grants permission.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again? How unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketian.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated.
I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out. If I have left it there, I should think there'll be repercussions by now.
Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent.
I've never tried to do a Borat impression.
Never tried to what?
Do a Borat impression.
The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and accused were discovered alone. In the accused hands, a fatal revolver, firing of which was heard by these witnesses.
Not to mention this print. Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bolly trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder. I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windybank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed. You have the floor, Council. Proceed to the summation examination.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsumi's landlord, Mr. Garrett, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this. Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then. Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. This is relevant to the case now. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? I mean, obviously. I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything. Not be denied, I suppose. The curse of the Garrett house was the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out, and I couldn't get a bally sound to take up the tenancies. Oh. Haven't had the heart to break the news to Jody yet. Bad enough to that the old girl's clapped up. Yes, can't be denied. You did do rather a lot. But not for us, that's for dashed certain. I suppose not. Of course, there can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty here, obviously. But honestly, I really wish you'd pay more attention to the trial and less to juror number 2. Big wish.
As a housemaid, I should.
You already read it.
Right.
Polishing the bench, I see. Again.
A maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain.
What exactly do you mean by filthy articles?
On my way to to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpursers, and crossmen, the scum of the earth.
A little harsh, perhaps.
Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals.
You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes?
That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital.
Mr. Sholmes? A maid?
It's really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective.
Minor detail. It was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant.
A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned.
Oh wait, sorry. I still find it hilarious that our boy carries the gun. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier, Balak. It's just like about the shit that people are allowed to just bring into the courtroom. Iris has a rocket launcher.
Yes, all right. I shall amend my statement. How does she fit it on her person without making it look like it's gonna stick out of her back or something like that? If she has a gigantic rocket launcher. Does she just consume it?
I'm not gonna visualize anything right now.
Hold it!
What do you mean? Look at this photograph in stereo. Every time you do, it makes me laugh. Sorry? What? Don't you know? If you look at that photographic print normally,
It looks as though the pickpocket girl was about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection.
But there's no indication the defendant ever fired the gun. All I'm saying is that if you look at the same print in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information. By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Ooh, how'd you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity. Of course. Oh yes, I think you'll find the stereoscope is here to stay, giving us new perspectives we would only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen. If only it could be a new perspective in this case, I might agree with you.
Hold it.
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere or something like that. Ah, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon. A surgeon? That totally passed me by. Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field. So what is it that you think you've left behind? Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday, standard thing. Went in through the abdomen. When I finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere. I was going to say as a joke he left his watch in someone, but it's basically worse. What? Did he? Surely not. Exactly. Surely not, you say to yourself. Don't you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really. That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter. That's exactly my concern. Seeing as this case appears to be all that's sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere. Now, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you could be without being sure. I'm sure you need to be more sure. See, she sells seashells by the seashore.
Hold it.
Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean?
Are you from the Far East? Stop.
Good sentence right there. Yes, from the Empire of Japan.
All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals. Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds, connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? On the ocean bed? Makes my heart hurt just thinking about it.
You're well informed, young lady.
Hee hee!
The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop.
And just when I was starting to catch up.
Retransmission of the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop.
Right, try not to wear out your fingers.
Era wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological pollution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. Still can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys.
Oh, you set him off now.
Excuse me.
Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but... What?! Do you have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess. Oh, you bet I do! Say that again! Go on! I dare you!
Goodness, are you talking to me?
I think it just might be, yes. You think stereoscopes are just toys, do ya?
Absolutely. I mean, really? A machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions? Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional.
What a great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all.
You just don't know!
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing in a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously gonna have to demonstrate.
What sort of possibilities?
Well, take a crime scene for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you never even considered before. What?
Have you got any, Bruno? Any prints we could look at with a stereoscope?
This really should do the trick.
Take that!
I assume this is what we're talking about.
Alright then, jury number 3.
Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Oh, of course I can!
Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Oh shit, do I need to do those 2 photos?
Maybe.
I feel like... I don't know.
Take that!
Wait, sorry. What do you mean, one more print?
Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? Oh no, not the stereoscope shit again, what?
Stereoscope stereotype.
So I remember now, but the print we have from the pawnbrokery is just a normal photograph.
No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints.
Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
Aha!
I think you'll find the know-it-all expression is really starting to annoy me.
Let's get things back on track, shall we, Consul?
I mean, to be fair, we do have more photographs there, they just haven't shown us to us. Yeah, before we do these...
Hold it!
Please tell me you're not Violin Bolshevik, the Russian revolutionary villain. Sorry.
Revolutionary?
Da! I believe there is such a rumor.
It's just a rumor?
As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal.
Your words, not mine. Just want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary murderer, autocrat.
And Which glove fit?
G'day! I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please.
Right. That didn't sound staged at all. You forgive me for having my doubts.
To be treated like vicious criminal all the time, it is very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look.
The Skulkin brothers?
Maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all what I want to say.
The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well first of all, that's one not so little misunderstanding I need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Runa?
The jurors are chosen at random from inhabitants of London town, aren't they?
Yes! It's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks like, for all the world, like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew you. Me. If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors, the trial will be over.
But we know that Ginny would never shoot anyone.
Look, I've got Balik's approval on the Borat impression, that's all I need. Yeah, so we need to find contradictions in what these jurors are saying and pit them against each other. I must be ready to go to whatever lengths I have to convince them of Gina's innocence. Naruto's a big stimulus. Exactly! He loves bad habit. He loves the bits of bad habit that I used on TikTok. He hasn't heard the whole song.
I think we haven't completed Drew number 5 stuff. I think
I wasn't sure if we had to do the whole thing again. I'll just like run through it.
Hold it!
Also, hey Damsong. You got a lot of shit in Hollow Knight, I think. Don't spare any feelings, will you? It's not like there's anyone here who likes stereoscopes. So, why exactly do you think the defendant is guilty?
It's quite simple. We haven't been chosen and scrap up. We haven't been shown a scrap up evidence to suggest that she isn't the culprit. And just as radio waves dash through the sky as fast as any eye can see, so we should dash to the conclusion of this trial and stop pandering to indecision.
Well, I mean, the other things they do is like, you pit her against him because they're saying the opposite thing. Wait, yeah.
Protection!
If I remember how this bit works. These two statements clearly contradict each other, and that means I get to do more Borat voice.
Wonderful. Good Lord, Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh, no, Ballad, I did that before. We were just seeing if there was anything else to be said of it.
Oh my statement? My statement? Contradictory?
Contradict? C-O-N.
Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouse.
He is correct, though.
As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. That's when I...
Yes, they shot poor Mr. Jones in the abdomen, I understand.
Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear.
Abdomen. Abdomen. A-B-D. So. Sorry. My English is still learning. Oh, it's gotten worse, sorry. You are telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh.
I like his honesty.
Here is word. Abdomen. Part of person's body containing stomach and other vital organs. Wah wah wee wah. That's how you get into the groove, I guess. Is it? Is this what it is? Is what you mean? You should say in plain English. I am Russian, I am from Kazakhstan, not native speaker. You thought it was a good idea to let this man be in the jury again. So, you are telling me that these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. This is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. What do you mean RNG?
Like, who chose him to be up there? Who allowed him to be up there?
Right, yeah. Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by a person who looks like criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, when they said, we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie. Is that true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now! It's not the mouse's fault though, sir. I must see with own eyes! I must investigate crime scene myself! I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Bruno. Easily.
Sorry?
With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder.
Ah.
If you compare the printed pictures, Ginny, and the Flick's print from half an hour later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything is taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Don't let Iris get her cat onto that mouse.
Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers.
I mean, the two people disappeared, so did they take them away? Did they steal the two people?
So this was taken after Hurley was shot then. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken.
Wait, I saw the door move. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing from the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. Very nice. They shot man, but they stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understood situation. Now I know brothers have lied.
I think it is very important to continue with trial.
Yay! Well done, Bruno. The balance is shifting.
No, Bruno's the other Sacha Baron Cohen guy. Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. Now we're going to look at the stereoscope and we're going to see the pictures are slightly different. And if I can do that, we might just turn the situation to our favour still.
Wait, if those two walked in and saw the gun on the table, then what on earth was Gina doing with the supposed gun?
Well, it's
On
like
her.
very confusing because they said that they saw them, but also they were in the locked room. I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination. And kindly hand the new photograph print to the bailiff to be filed as evidence.
Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that.
In lakes of lie are many dead fish. We must find truth. Therefore, I say a not guilty verdict. Yes.
Okay. I do have that picture right. Wait. Oh, whoops. That was the wrong button.
Hold it!
Can it really show up new clues, though? Don't know unless you try. How about this print here? It should do the trick here, I think.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints? Of course I can! Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Take that!
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windy Banks on the night in question. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic prints work? Do you understand the principle? It's been 2 weeks, probably. Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday, 2 weeks ago. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in position of some objects. And when your brain merges the 2 images together, inside your head it notices the shift as if it were depth. Man, that's deep. Yeah, exactly.
It's a small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
Is it gonna show that she's not even standing in front of him? Like, so what exactly happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then? No, I know. Obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally anyway.
Oh. Oh! Of course, now I see.
Ah, I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
I have!
Oh my god, her eyes.
Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Bruno. Go on. Can you see that there's a really obvious difference between them?
Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first, but no people in the second.
Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now... Try looking at the pictures as 3 dimensions.
I'm trying. I can't do it. It's too big. Or maybe I can do it on this. I mean, I've done it, but I can't see shit. So to start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. Try it at home! Let's see if by crossing my eyes I can make the quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Please do it for me, the game. Wait.
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Runa?
What's going on with these two pictures? Okay, they didn't. Yeah, I mean, some of the things on the counter they sort of jump out at you. They're all doing it. Yes, 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 that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. Oh, other amazing power? Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce if some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, eh? I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question.
Basic principles of the stereoscope.
As I said before, if you try to look at two identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's the slight shift in the positions of certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally. In other words, even though at first glance it seems the objects on the counter haven't moved at all between the two pictures, this shows that actually there must have been a slight shift in their positions. I mean, I saw that without stereoscope, but sure.
Yes, it must have been.
Now, hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. People have burned us, which is like, true! But why the devil is this shift between the two prints exactly exist in the first place? Well, what's the answer, fellow? Come on, you're the cross-eyed master. What? Me? I haven't the first idea.
You know, Runa, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. And 30 minutes later, the second photograph was taken.
There was an earthquake!
The position of some items in the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means...
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter. Zerkers! Someone tampered?
New information, stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far, stop.
Yes. I've had to go around in circles a little here, but it seems, but I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at. This summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now is clear. We know the items in the countertop were moved, but by whom? Are you suggesting you might know? Of course. I can tell you right now who was responsible for the almost imperceptible shift of items on the counter. It's the brothers, right? Because they're really sealing shit.
Take that!
It was the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers. Well, only one of them. Wait! This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they did not even have time to pull dukes from Lucy lockets. My phrase book says dukes means hands, and Lucy lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying? Oh my god, my voice is breaking. Another one. Yes, I'm afraid so. Now hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. Perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal.
I think it's unlikely. And why exactly? As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windybank to open the storeroom. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop. Giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter unless, of course, she was waiting for him to do it, and she's like, oh, well, let me have a look at this. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony.
But the accused is the pick purse. Common gutter trash. Why look any further for the wrongdoer here?
Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact, worse than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinise testimony given against her by two thieves? Well said. I, for one, would like to hear
His
more from that
hands
shady
look
man.
borked.
What?
His hands look borked. Shouldn't the middle finger be longer?
Let me see if I can see it again. No, it's fine. I think it is longer. It's just pointing in. Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand.
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Or return home via Regent Street. Stop.
We're winning! We're winning!
Well, it would seem this trial has yet to run its course. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call the summation and examination to conclusion of the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way,
What?
now's a good point to stop it. To stop this trial. You should hold on to this, Bruno. You never know when it
If
might
you're
come
talking about the
this
stream,
way.
I'm waiting for it to kind of wrap this bit up. I know. Twice in one trial would be unusual, sure, but alright. Stereoscope. Alright.
Lord Van Zeeks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so, my lord.
I won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night, at least. And I won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Say the line, say the line, say the line. Yes!
TBC!
To be continued! Although we did it a bit quick.
Sorry?
We did it a bit quick. I guess we're going to do another chapter.
Mm.
Oh, look at him standing and like leaning over his desk. He's like, can I do it here?
Order,
not
please. Let us resume proceedings.
Oh yeah, this is the resume proceedings button. Wait, no, actually it's the don't say. When do you want to do this next time?
I should be available tomorrow.
Tomorrow seems fine. Yeah, that's just nice. It fits a good streaming schedule, and yeah. If you're watching this live or via VOD, good morning, good afternoon, good night, etc., etc., etc. Have a good one. See you in the next one, which should be tomorrow, same time, same channel. And thanks to Effie for being here for me. And yeah, hope you have a good time, etc. Bye. I mean, sorry, let me do it this way. Bye.